Right, here we go. This is a lap with Tony and Fiona. I guess Tony will have done over 250 laps in his racing career. So here we go, off down Bray Hill. Not much to say really for a driver. It's fairly smooth down here. Just keep it to the right a bit and then to the left here. Middle of roadish here. I sort of aim for that and then get ready for dropping into bottom of Bray Hill. It fairly bangs down into the bottom of here. Loads of suspension up, and then over I goes leap. You can usually tell whether the bike's going well or not because it flies over there. If it's not, you've a lap to do with it not going as you want it to do. When you really get going, you can keep it pinned through that bit of a left there, but for a start you need to just take care and then down into Quarter Bridge. This is quite slippy first lap. It's full tank of petrol, cold tyres, but you just squirt around there and off down to Braddon. And again, in the race, if you're doing really well, you'll see somebody sneaking round Braddon and you think, well, things aren't so bad, but be careful through here. I've known people catch the passengers' backside on the railings there. It squirts a bit here, a bit squirrely, and then nail it. What you will notice is the sun shining across the road in the front. This is only a problem in practice in the evening. But as you can see, just when we go around this corner now, you're going to get a glaring sunshine. You can't see. So what is important is having good visors, clean visors, not all old scratch visors. Right, we're into Union Mills now. Come down a couple of gears, down another gear. What you need to be careful for is this bump, just as about here. That chucks it away, and then try and get on the power as soon as you can. Again, the sun's bad, but it's not all the way around the lap, just certain places. Keep it pinned here, trying to keep every little bit of you tucked in the fairing to keep that speed up. Again, you'll know how good the bike's going, just how it's pulling up here. Wink will be tucked in, doing everything he can to make this bike go as fast as it can. Right, we're coming up to Bala Carry now. Again, when you're just learning it, just be careful. There's no heroics for going through here flat, but you can go through here flat, tucked in, without backing off at all. And again, just keep sat at it as low down as you can and just keep it buzzing. Now I think we're catching somebody here. I think it's Gordon Shand. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Shandy, and I think we'll try and get past him as soon as we can. When you do come up against somebody like this, it's very hard because you can't see your line, and you end up focusing on the person in front, which can just catch you out a bit. So be real careful and just concentrate on your own lap, not what they're doing. As a driver and passenger, you need a bit of signalling so that you know what's happening, so the passenger can look back and possibly tell your driver that there's somebody there, but this guy's not looking back and telling Gordon anything. Right, we're going into Griever Castle now, down 2 gears into there, and then power back on. It's real slippy just here. Bike steps out, you need to be ready for it, just catch it. And again, Gordon's just taking our view and we just can't see. You can see Tony's up and down the gearbox wanting to get past, can't find the opportunity to go. But it's only practice and you've plenty of time. Right, we're heading down towards Gruber Bridge. Again, this is down 2 gears when you're on full song and just peel it in. This is a beautiful corner, but every time I go around here I never feel like I've done it right. And again, back on the power and off down to Bala Carry. Main thing is just try and keep as smooth as you can. No heroics, just know where you're going and just keep it smooth. As you can see, Tony's bike's quite a bit thicker than Gordon's. Here we go, we've got past now on the run down to Bala Carry. Bala Carry, you can see it coming, you've time to get prepared. It's a good surface, you can brake fairly late, but just be careful because it does just drift out, and I've seen people almost catch that bank in there. Off up to Milky's now. Now I try my best all the time to go through Milky's flat, and I do it occasionally, but it takes me most of the week to get there. Back on the power again now, fairly good surface, I enjoy it all the way through here. Down into this next left-hander, down a couple of gears, and this is a long corner. Unfortunately I once caught a passenger's backside on the wall there, Rod Pierce, and that ended our race, so be very careful. You need a little bit more room, the road's bumpy and it throws you about all over the place. Into here, the bike skipping right, hopefully passengers in the right place, and then a left. And then back on the power again, ready for another right-hander here. This right-hander again is slippy, bike drifts out, but try and get the power on as soon as you can. This is another lovely section, as I say, I like it all the way through here. Just here the bike will go light on this left-hander, you'll feel like the chair wheel's coming up, but as soon as you've got round the left you can slap it back down for the right, mind that wall on the right-hand side. Keep it nailed up through here. Next is 2 lefts, which is good. I really enjoy it, it's fantastic through here. Left, 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 and then left again with a quick squirt before we get into Glen Ellyn. And Glen Ellyn I try and go in late, I try not keep out as late as I can, it just makes this corner that much better. And then back on the power again up to Sarah's. Sarah's again slippy corner, I've seen a few people go wide here, but there's a little bit of a lay-by, you can get away with some things but not all the time. And then keep it nailed up here because getting on the power is so important to carrying that speed. Your bike can look far faster than somebody else's, but it's only because you've got on the power sooner and made a better job of the corner. You need to know where you're going and do the bits you know well, and then the other bits learn them as you go along. Now we're on Cronknavody. Again, tuck down here. This is a fast section. End up going through this top right-hander here. Here it comes, fully nailed. You can hear Tony revving the wheelies off that. Flat out through there, flat out through the next right-hander, and then down a gear at the third right-hander. Because straight after this right-hander there's a left, and you need to be prepared for that. It's an adverse camber, it pulls you to the right-hand side of the road, but keep it nailed. All the way down here it's bumpy, we're heading into Hanley's, and this is a corner, scary corner, because you can't see the exit, but you need to know it. So it's a quick flick left, and then right, back on the power again. Now these next corners, if you're going well, they need working. They really do pull you. I think Wink will be well out for some of these left-handers here. We're off now. Next corner coming up is Top of Bagara. Top of Bagara is quite a brave corner. You can go through here flat, but these bikes nowadays are going so fast it takes a lot of doing. We're off down to bottom of Bagara, and again this is a fast corner. I just nick it out of gear, hit the bottom of the bump. By changing down into 5th, it gives you that pull back out of the corner. If you go down through there in 6th, it's a bit dozy. Right, we're coming into the top of the 13th. Again, down a gear through here, very slippy, the bike can slip about, and then back on the power down here. This is one of them corners, it's next left-handed, to go in late. I go in a bit later than what Tony's done there, and it just seems to make the corner so much better. Right, we're off down into Kirkmichael, next corner is Douglas Road. I've come down a couple of gears for Douglas Road corner. Another one of my favourite corners, but again, I have caught the curb on the inside in the past. I've done quite a lot of laps around here, so I've made quite a lot of mistakes. Keep it pinned all the way through Kirkmichael, there's people about. It feels fast, as everybody says on these DVDs, you feel going through a tunnel. The next few corners are interesting. Bit left, right, and then this left here, that takes some doing flat out, but you can do it once you know. Right, we're coming into Rencullen. The bike's skipping about here, skipping about the right. I usually try and pull it a bit further right than most people to straighten up this jump and that through Rencullen. And then now just keep it pinned. So you've been working hard all the way through there, so you have a bit of a rest on here. It might sound daft, but you can just relax a bit and just keep that throttle wound open. These bits are easy for a driver, it's just keeping your concentration, getting ready for the more difficult bits. Before long we'll be coming to Alpine Cottage. If we're going really well, the bike flies through here, a bit of a skip through there, another fantastic corner. And again, you're speeding along here, just having a bit of a rest and enjoying the TT course. Right, we're coming up to Bala Bridge. You can find it takes some stopping here. You never feel like you've gone in fast enough, but believe me, you need to get it stopped. Over the jump, look after things, everybody says that, but do. You can fly over there, break a chain or whatever, but just go steady and then get it back on the power again. All along here it's just letting the bike work, letting it do its job. Coming through this left, be careful, a bit of an adverse camber. After it there's a jump, Bala Carry jump, but you can go through there flat. Brace yourself for the jump there, you need to be I try and keep it slightly to the right there, which just helps the jump. and then we're off down along this straight and we're into Quarry. This first corner is flat out through here. The bike will skip about a bit, but it's good, a good surface. And then sometimes I just nick a gear out on the left, not really needing to, but it just gives you that power back out, because now you're heading on towards Selby Straight, and to get those fast times down here, you need to do a good job at Quarry Bend. You've got to remember that the TT course isn't about a land speed record, so everybody gets hung up on these mile an hours down Selby Straight. But if you think how many straights you're actually pinned along, I think you need to get out of the corners and get on the power and have that speed that way. So have a play about in practice, see which works for you better, higher gear or lower gear. But to me, I think you just need a bit of a punch. So right, here we go. We're off into Selby Bridge. Again, take some stopping. Good surface though, and as you just go over the bridge, just about here, the bike goes light. Because the camber drops away, the road drops away. Now here, our first camber, they put some new tarmac on the right hand side, which just makes it a bit more awkward. Off up here it's as bumpy as you like, but again, this is the TT course, it makes it so much fun. Into this left-hander, takes a bit of stopping. Round the left, back on the power, really enjoy it. All the way through here it's fast, bumpy. There's another jump just coming up here. There you go, you can hear Tony's bike leaping about. And just listen to the engine along here. Wow, we're motoring. This is good. Right, here we go, past this council yard. This is a fast left. We can take this flat. Be careful when you're just learning it. There's no heroics. All around there is left. Get yourself ready, because there's a proper left coming up here. This takes some stopping, it's bumpy, it's jumping about. You need to do this well then. Back on the power. From here it's quite bumpy through here again. Before long we go past where the curb sticks out. You need to just watch out. Here we go, you can see it just about there I should say. And then from here again it's bumpy. Here I hold the inside line here, try and keep a good job to make it so that this next left isn't as big a left as it looks, and then back onto the right here. The bike can usually squirm about here, but again, just when you're learning, just take it as it comes. There's plenty of time. All the way through here it's flat out. You're coming into Schoolhouse Corner, it's as bumpy as heck through here, but just as before you get to Schoolhouse Corner there's new tarmac, smooths up. What a lovely corner that is, and if you get it wrong there's a bit of a lay-by, but I don't advise you use that. Coming into Parliament Square, again bumpy on braking. You need to be ready for this. It's skipping about all over the place. There. Quick right, quick flick left, and then back off the road here towards Mail. Now this next corner, I keep saying about bumpy, but this is bumpy. You need to treat this with care. The bike's skipping about. I've seen people into the bank in there. Skipping about, jumping about, but you can get the power on once you've got it straight. Round this left-hander, I usually float the wheel over that left and off up to this next right. This next right, if you're going well, you can keep it pinned there, but it takes some doing. And then we're off up into Hairpin. Hairpin, get it stopped, get on the power soon, get away from here as quick as you can. You can spend loads of time in that corner, you're just wasting time. Now we're off up to Waterworks. Waterworks 1, again just down a gear, and then into Waterworks 2. We'll not talk about that because I made a right ash of it in 2012. On the power. Now this next corner, this looks like a right-hander. It's not, there's a left-hander. Just be careful and then back on for the left-hander. There's a wall on the right-hand side. You need to keep well away from there. Off up here, the next right-hander, you can pin it through there, but again there's a left-hander after it. Just careful on that left-hander, and sometimes I showboat up here a bit and Wink goes mad at me because I can float the wheel up there before we hit this next right-hander at the gooseneck. Now then, back on the power here. This is so important. You need to carry speed all the way up here. There's a bit of a left kink here, but the next left you can see coming up, and there's a tree there that leans over the left that tells you about it. If you can get through here flat, you put it in a good time, because if you roll off here you lose loads of miles an hour. This next right, it skips about a bit again, but keep it on the power. We're off up to to Guthrie's. You can hear Tony working that bike. Now then, once you've learned this, you can come all the way through here, flat out through these lefts, hang in the left here, and then you can cut across the curb here, just here, you can see, that's it, Tony, and then hard right here. And again, this is important to get the power on after Guthrie's, because this left here, if you're rolling it, you're taking speed off, and this is a mountain mile. You need to keep it pinned all the way through here, keep tucked in, just really enjoying the TT course now. This is the first rest you've had for quite a while. First time you probably had a chance to look at your temperature gauge, look at everything else that's going on. I have quite a trick dash on mine. I can look at oil pressures and all sorts of things. Sometimes I have lights flashing at me, and by the time race day comes, I've got them all turned off because they just distract you. Off up the mountain mile, you know when it's going well, and if you're doing well in the race, it's usually that helicopter following you along up here. If you see it in the distance, you know that you're not quite there, but if it's following you, you're doing a good job. Right, through these right-handers, it skips a bit, and then into the left here. This left down a couple of gears, and I make a right ash of this somehow. I don't know why. I should just get on the power sooner and do a better job of that than I do. It's wide open. It's good to see, good surface, so I don't know why I don't do a good job. But here we go. Back on the power. Off up to this next right-hander. We can keep this pin through here. I don't think Winky does a lot there, just keeps tucked in. You need to learn these bits well, because these are where you make time. Well, there's a lot of time made up on the mountain because it's so fast and smooth. You can do these short circuit type. Passenger can have his bum out here. That's about one or two places that he can do it, so he can really work them. Round the veranda here, keep it pinned, try not to knock speed off by scrubbing it round, just let it flow, just follow the corner round without knocking speed off by scrubbing it. Into this next left-hander, down a couple of gears, quite a lovely corner, just can float the wheel around there, passenger can do his bit without worrying about walls or edges or anything like that. Right, next bit, we're in to the bungalow. It skips about here on the right going into it, and then you've got to get it sort of stopped or slowed down for this left-hander. Float it round there, mind that curb there, you can catch the passenger on that little raised curb there, and he won't thank you for it. Now we're off up to Brandywell. Brandywell's not my favourite corner. Sounds like I don't have many favourite corners, but I do. But this corner, I crashed here, went over the edge, and so now I'm very pedestrian round here. Wink goes mad at me. Hey up, somebody else has done it. Yeah, I think this is where the Birchells chucked it off, so we're in good company going over there. So right, after that we're off down to the 32nd, and the 32nd is left-handers, 3 left-handers, and don't get mixed up, the 32nd has 3 less. Here we go, 1, 2, and here's a 3rd. So remember there's 3 at the 32nd. Down into Windy Corner now. This is another lovely circuit. This has been smoothed out in recent years. It used to be tighter than that, but now it's quite short circuit. Catching somebody else again. Tony has a fast bike. Here we go. Not just sure who this is. But anyhow, we're heading towards the 33rd. And the difference between 33rd and 33, that's 2 left-handers. And again, this is just down 1 gear, and you can go through here fairly fast. Proper left-hander, but it takes some doing because there's a big drop off on the right-hand side, and it's at the driver's side, so you don't want to be crashing on that side. Right, here we off into Keppelgate. Yeah, it is Roy Hanks, I think. We're caught up. Left-hander here, just mind the passenger's backside on there. You can easily cut that corner. Passenger will probably be staying left all the way around here. Into K, it's another left, be careful there, catch the passenger, and there's a wall on the right hand side. Now, over the jump, off down to Craignabar. This is the most probably famous bit of the course. You'll really enjoy going around here, but it's a bit of an adverse camber. You can fairly slip there, and it narrows up on the exit. Right, off we go down towards Brandish. Yeah, said Tony had a fast bike. See you, Roy. Right, off we go down Brandish. Brandish has changed over the years. This used to be a proper corner, and now it's like, can I get through in top? but I usually just change down into fifth and get the power back on again. Here we go, just lovely, lovely corner. A fast corner. Now we're off down to Hilbury. Hilbury, everybody says, oh, I go through here flat, I do this and do that. Depends how fast your bike is. For me, I just nick a gear out because it's quite an uphill section after. Dip a gear out, get on the power, stables the bike, and then you're back on the power up this hill. Sometimes I get back up into 6, but now we're into Cronknamona. Cronknamona's left-handers, adverse camber again. You'll really enjoy this corner once you get it right. Keeps going left, left, left. Once Colin Hardman got in too soon on that corner and frightened the living daylights out of me. Right, signpost, iconic corner, slippy, and you can end up drifting out again. Now into Bedsteads. You're getting a bit giddy now, but you need to keep your concentration because this lap's nearly over, but there's some quite tricky bits still to do. This has changed in recent years. Yeah, we used to go a bit tighter there. They've winded up a bit on the way into that corner. You've got to be careful here. You struggle to get it stopped. You've been going quite fast for a long while, and then you've got to stop enough down to 20 mile an hour. Right, now you'll be getting giddy. Out of Governors, back on the power over here, and if this is your last lap and you finish the TT race, you'll be so suited. But if you finished up the front somewhere, that's mega. Here we go, fantastic. The beautiful Alpine TT.